When you pray, are you focusing on the words or the feeling? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mystical Mastery Mondays with me, Vic, your favorite spiritual alignment coach. And today, we're going to get into what does it take to really get into the feeling of the prayer instead of focusing on the words or the details of the prayer. And for anyone who has never heard this before, if you've never heard to focus on the feeling when you're praying, I'd love to hear you. I'd love to see you write me in the comments. Anybody that's on the call or watching on the replay. If you've never heard the focus on the feeling of your prayers, I want to know about that. So when we talk about the words are important. The words of your prayer are important. They're the portal to the feeling. In a lot of traditions, Indian traditions or Buddhist traditions, Hindu traditions, it's very common to chant names of gods or certain phrases that mean divine things, and many times even just singing these chants. And the reason for this is that the more they tap into what they sense to be God with the words, the more they say the words, the more they're getting into a feeling of what those words mean. And the more they do that, the more they are vibrating that feeling, that essence, that aspect of what you're trying to create in your life. And so when you know this, when you know that it's about the feeling, it's really not about the details. It's really not about, the car, or the wife, or the spouse, or the kids, or the house, or all the things that you're trying to create in your life. It's really, about getting into the feeling. What would you feel if you had those things? You don't got to think necessarily about having all of them. But what are the feelings that you would feel if those things happened? And the more you guide yourself to get into that level, to that vibration, that, my friends, that is the prayer. Because we are electromagnetic energy, and our feelings are literally emitting this magnetic energy. These feelings are actual magnetic energy that's going out of our field and going into the world and being responded by different events and experiences. So if you're spending a lot of your time, if you pray or you meditate or whatever, and you tap into certain words or certain realities you want to experience, but you're more focused on what it might look like or the words around it, you're not going to get that far. You're going to fall into a place of like my prayers are never answered. Well, you really need to get into the feeling of what that feels like to have those things. So the feeling is the prayer. Now, the next step is to be the prayer. It's not like just because you meditated and tapped into a certain feeling, or you did a prayer and you tapped into the feeling, like that's enough. You got to be the prayer. You got to feel it in your body, and you got to take it to every aspect, every experience of your life. And if you're having events or experiences that are causing you to be upset, to be angry, to be jealous, to be judgy, to all those things, if you're experiencing those kind of emotions, well, that's going to be different than the feeling of that prayer. So, and I've been talking about this a lot. That's a trigger. So it's really about going in and locating where you feel this emotion, this physical energy that's stored in your body, and tapping in, feeling it, allowing it to release, getting through it. And when you get out of that, now you have more capacity in your energy to be the prayer, to be that feeling, whatever it is. If you're tapping into peace, if you're tapping into love, if you're tapping into excitement, if these events in your life that you're calling in are going to cause you to feel all these things, how can you maintain that feeling, right? How can you maintain that so that you can be the prayer? And so it's a constant revisiting. It's a practice that you keep working at to keep embodying this feeling, and anything that causes you to be upset, to be angry, or anything like that is just coming back to letting go of those emotions, feeling those feelings, so that you can actually be the vibration even more. And and that's what it's about, right? At the end of the day, it's not about the words that you're saying. It's about getting into the feeling. It's about getting into the feeling. It's not about the details, about all those things that you want to create in your life. What is the feeling that you would have if those things happened? And tap into that feeling. And then be the prayer, right? Be the feeling. It takes practice because there's so many things that happen in our lives. And we watch the news or we watch different things that distract us and throw us off. And so we got to be aware of when we're being thrown off, and feel those feelings and feel the negative feelings that are coming up, and like letting them go, and then really tapping into what it is to be the prayer that you want to be that feeling. um, and and those are my points. So I hope that helped. If you enjoyed that, if you learned from this, I would love to hear what landed for you. So if you're watching right now or on the replay, just write me a comment. Manisha says hello, hello Manisha. Yes, we are what we seek. Tune inward. Wise words from Manisha. We want to tune inward into the feeling. So, and the more you maintain that feeling, you are being the prayer. It's not just when you pray, it's not just when you meditate, it's how often in your life can you be it. And that's my message for today. Mulka, my mom, says, be the prayer. Yes, thanks, Mom. And yeah, so always remember to be here right now where depression and anxiety cannot exist. And once again, I'd love to hear from you guys. So have a good day.